Robert White here to share some ideas potentially useful to leaders. People in social situations have asked me, what do mentors actually do? And my response is, I am an interruption. I interrupt patterns and communicate insight into attitudes, habits, and behaviors. You can learn more at therobertwhite.com. Hopefully this brief talk will be a valuable interruption for you. One of the thrills of my life was having my own book published a number of years ago, and particularly to have it continue to sell so well through Amazon on Kindle, through EPUB, and then of course hardcover, softcover, and simplified Chinese now, and traditional Chinese. So it's brought me into worlds that I'd never imagined being in. It's forced me to be more kind of out there in the world. It's been a win. Now, for 20 years, people told me I should write a book about our work, and I had a very well-crafted, well-practiced series of excuses for not doing it. And I was actually embarrassed into finally doing it by the success of the famous Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits. And he sold 22 million copies, and people were talking about it, and my ego got triggered, and I went to work. That's how the book got written. It was an expression of my embarrassment at not having written it before and constructing all these excuses for not having done it. When the book finally started to get some traction and people that I really respected and that I loved started saying it was really valuable, I was secretly proud. And that went on for a while, and then I became actually proud. And I agreed to a national tour of radio stations, television stations, newspaper editors, where they would send the book to someone, a PR company, and then they'd come up with 5 questions. You know, one of them is always the snarky question. You know, you've seen those interviews where they ask you something to make you uncomfortable. But they also ask questions just about the content of the book because somebody has read it, come up with those questions for the on-air personality or for the writer. And one of the questions that was asked quite often was about one very plain, simple sentence. And that sentence is, life is simple. This does not mean it is easy. Life is simple. This does not mean it's easy. And the reality in life is we think life is complicated. And therefore, if we figure it out, it should be easy. So we're constantly looking for ease in life, when the reality is life is actually quite simple. The answers to that have been taught for thousands of years by the great teachers, by Jesus Christ, by Lao Tzu, by Confucius. I mean, Think and Grow Rich is pretty much the Bible for personal development. It's been around for over 50, maybe 60 years. The answers are out there. Life is actually quite simple. The rules are out there for us to play by. But it's not easy. It's actually a challenge. Dr. Jordan Peterson's getting a lot of attention right now on YouTube, and I actually recommend that you watch a few of his interviews and his lectures. And he says that life is tragic. The existentialists say that life is hard and then you die. It's kind of an abrupt way to say that, but kind of true. Life is hard if you live it full on, if you really go for it and really start exploring what's possible for human beings. You'll find out life's pretty simple. It's just not easy. So that's the heart of my book. I recommend it highly. And you'll find that sentence, life is simple. It's just not easy. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on my website, extraordinarypeople.com. And also you get an opportunity to sign up for my weekly e-zine, An Extraordinary Minute with Robert White. A quote from someone that I respect and admire, along with a few words from me, all designed to be read in 1 minute or less. So register, it's free. It's a way for you and I to connect and stay in touch. The game for me is relationships, which require connection. So let's connect. The best way is to identify an issue, something that's captured your thoughts and concerns. And perhaps I could share some useful ideas in a 30-minute confidential chat. You can compare our calendars and book a no-obligation meeting at therobertwhite.com. You'll also find ways there to connect to my writing, speaking, and free weekly reminders. For now, have an extraordinary day, and I look forward to connecting soon.